Hi, my name's Heather Califoot and I'm with Amusing Threads, and I'm here to show you how to use the HoopTech 8-inch strap clamp, which is used for collars, belts, or luggage straps, or straps, those sort of things. We're going to practice today on a 1-inch collar that I have here, just bought from a pet store. And a couple of things you need to keep in mind. First of all, we're using a Melco machine, and so this is the setup and use for the Melco specific clamp. And in having your machine set up before you get going, you want to make sure that you have your hoop set up to the full sew field. This will allow your machine's arms to move forward and backwards, what they need to with all of your belts for your settings. Another thing you need to keep in mind is when you put the clamp on for the first time onto your machine, that you have the frame moved all the way forward, because these clamps can hit your thread grabber bar, and that gets a little messy and damaging if you are like me the first time we did it. So, first step is we took our collar and we marked the approximate location where we wanted to have our name put on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open the clamps, just like this. Keep in mind that these turn and help you tighten down based on the thickness of your strap. So if you turn it a whole bunch, it's going to loosen and or tighten. So we're going to thread this back behind it. Pull it under these little arms here and all the way into the edge, on the front edge. We're going to put our marker for our embroidery kind of to the center as best we can, and then we're going to kind of tighten and lock down one side. Once we have locked down the other side, we're going to take this other side and we're going to tighten, and looks like I went the wrong way, and make sure that we pulled it taut. We have that in. That's going to make sure you have a taut embroidery field area, and so it's going to lock down when it's actually tight. You then want to go back here to these thumb screws, and you want to loosen those, and you're going to push those forward very gently until they touch the top of the collar. That's just going to get a little bit of extra stability. And then figure tight is just fine on those. Once we have that, we're actually going to use the HoopTech circular tool. In doing this, we're using a 1-inch collar, and so the way to do this is you want to have the number towards the back of the machine, or the center of the machine. There are two pegs. There's a peg here on this white piece, and there's a peg in here towards the back. The white peg is where you put your center hole. So we're gonna feed that through here, and then you just get that back notch to kind of lock in on that back peg. It's pretty simple. It doesn't need to be super strong, and it fits there pretty tightly. Once we have this, you cannot use your laser sight to find the center on this actual card because it's higher than the actual cloth, so it gets a weird angle. So the easiest way to do that is to use your emergency stop. Turn off your machine. You want to reach back here and back to the center, your actual needle lever that drops your pressure foot. And you're going to drop that down, and you're going to look to see where your needle falls there on the crosshairs. It looks like magically I am directly in the center. But let's say for the purposes of this video, that didn't happen. So we're going to turn our machine back on. You then take it, you just do simple hoop adjustments to your frame, moving it back and forth, up and down, until you have hit that direct center. You're going to turn your machine off before you reach into it. Set it back down. And again, we happen to hit direct center. So once we have that, that's great. We're going to turn our machine on. We're going to remove our card. And we're going to put our thread grabbers in there to take off our sticker. At this point, it's really important that you trace your design, which is a pretty simple feature here on this machine. That's just going to guarantee you're going to see where your sew field is, and that it stays on your actual material. Other than that, just make sure your settings go proper to your actual material, and good luck.